Hello, design lovers. Are you ready to bring some totally unique character to your home? Today, I'm counting down the 10 best vintage decor buys you need now. Whether you're a seasoned collector or new to the vintage scene, these must-have pieces will add personalized charm and style to your space. If you're new around here, I'm Ashley Childers, an interior designer, product designer, and the founder of the Ashley Childers Home Furnishings brand. On this channel, I share pro designer tips and interior inspiration for creating a home and life you love. Now, let's jump right into the 10 vintage must-haves you need right now. Kicking off our list at number 10 are vintage and antique mirrors. From hand-carved frames to unique shapes, vintage mirrors add interest, scale, and depth to any room. Plus, they double as functional art pieces. If you come across a vintage or antique mirror you love, don't hesitate to snatch it up. Oftentimes, antique mirrors have a solid wood, brass, or bronze frame, deeply beveled inset mirror, and a hand-painted or beautifully patinaed finish. These are simply characteristics that you cannot find in new wall mirrors. Plus, the icing on the cake is that a lot of times you can find vintage mirrors for a steal of a deal. So if you find one you love, buy it and bring it home. You're guaranteed to love it for years to come. At number 9, we have antique boxes. These beauties are not only perfect for stashing the TV remote, but they also serve as a stunning focal point with intricate designs and craftsmanship. I always keep an eye out for antique boxes when I'm shopping and have amassed quite a collection over the years. I love that these unique pieces are first and foremost functional, but they're also such a great way to introduce a new wood finish or material into your space. They also add such charm and personality into a tablescape. Artistic lamps come in at number 8. Now talk about functional art. I have such a soft spot for highly unique, handcrafted vintage lamps. So much so that I collect them. I collect a lot of things, but their unique designs and handcrafted finishes bring intrigue and interest into a room while providing warm, inviting light. My go-to when sourcing antique lamps at shops is to look for artistic lamps that are hand-built out of ceramics or pottery, hand-forged out of iron or brass, or made out of natural stone like marble, alabaster, or onyx. I mean, you really can't go wrong, so pick something that suits your personal style. The key is to choose one that's unique and creative. You'll be amazed at the instant personality it will inject into your space. At number 7, we have vintage rugs. Y'all, if there's one vintage item that you need to invest in, it is this. A beautiful hand-knotted 100% wool rug will not only last a lifetime, but it will also add texture and color and instantly transform any room. Plus, as a bonus, a vintage rug can act as a jumping off point for an entire room's design direction by providing a color palette and style tone for the whole space. Number 6 is all about original vintage art. Now, this can be a framed vintage painting or sketch, or it could be an antique tapestry or textile. There are lots of categories. The key is that the pieces are antique or vintage and that they are original, handmade works of art. This brings history and a story to your walls, and it adds such interest and intrigue to a room. Plus, it's a great, more affordable way to incorporate original artwork into your home. So next time you're antiquing, look for original artwork, and if you find a piece that you love, snatch it up. You'll be so happy that you did. Now, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification for more design tips and inspiration, because we drop a new home and garden design video every week, and I know you'd love them. Okay, moving on, and halfway through at number 5 are antique side tables. Think of timeless materials, unique shapes, and that perfect touch of nostalgia. Antique side tables can be both sculptural and purposeful, and oftentimes are the exact touch of interest and intrigue that a room needs. Plus, there are literally so many uses for these little tables. As a spot to sit your coffee beside an armchair, or a pretty little place for flowers in an entry, or even as a surface for your towel and candle next to the bathtub. In at number 4 are vintage trunks and chests. These versatile pieces offer storage and style, serving as coffee tables, blanket chests, or simply eye-catching accents. Now, when you come across a vintage chest or trunk in an antique store, be sure to open it up and look at the condition of the inside, especially if you want to use the piece for storage. Also, be sure to add felt pads to the bottom of the piece if you are placing it on hardwood floors, as sometimes they can have rough bottoms. I learned this one the hard way and scratched the heck out of my hardwood floors. So take my advice on this one, y'all. Number 3 is antique books with beautifully aged covers. Not only do they tell stories of the past, but they also make for such great decor elements. You can display them on a table, group them in a bookshelf, or stack them up and use them as makeshift riser for other decor pieces. I just love the patina and interest that antique book spines and covers add to a display. Plus, they're such a fun conversation piece in a room. Now, runner-up at number 2 are antique candlesticks and candle snuffers. These pieces are such a great functional way to add history and charm to a room. Plus, they can be the perfect opportunity to introduce a new metal finish like brass, iron, or bronze to your space. And don't worry if you can't find a pair of candlesticks. Sometimes a single sculptural candlestick in a display makes a beautifully sophisticated statement. And finally, at number 1, and this one might just be my personal favorite, vintage vases and ceramics. Now, I'm partial to this one because I've collected vintage handmade ceramics for years, and rightfully so. These items offer pops of color and whimsy to a room and are ideal for adding interest to any tabletop or shelf. They're also such a great affordable way to add something handmade to your decor, which always injects a bit of history and soul to your spaces. Pro tip on this one: when you're shopping for vintage vases and ceramics, be sure to look on the underside of the piece. Oftentimes, they'll be signed by the artist, which of course means it's a true original. And there you have it, the top 10 vintage decor buys to elevate your home with style and history. I can't wait to hear which is your favorite, so let me know below in the comments. And don't forget to connect with me over on Instagram at Ashley Childers Home and on Pinterest for daily design inspiration. Now, if you loved this video and want to get more designer tips for decorating with vintage decor, check out this video next. As always, I'm Ashley Childers. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, good design is for everyone. So create a home that inspires you, have fun decorating with your fabulous vintage finds, and fall in love with where you live, one room at a time. Bye, friends.